Bowling Green Technical College, through our Workforce Solutions employee training programs, provides real opportunity to real businesses, helping them transform into more advanced, more productive competitors in the global economy.
Welcome back to Bowling Green Technical College, Workforce Solutions, Transforming Lives, Transforming Kentucky. I'm your host, Jim Lewis. For a little bit of a segment here, I'm going to talk about Lean a little bit more. I introduced Lean in the last segment. I want to get into a little bit more of the details about Lean. And if you are a business owner or a business manager, this will be important information for you. But if you're not a business owner and you work in a business or you want to be working in a business, I encourage you to pay attention to the presentations as well. There's a lot of information that will be important to you that you can take back to your workplace, share with the managers and business leaders. If they're not on the Lean journey, maybe you can help them launch on that Lean journey. If you're a student looking to get into an area of business that's going to be growing and expanding, I encourage you to also look into Lean and maybe follow our series of programs here and learn as much as you can about what's available through the college and how you might be able to be a participant in that process. The Lean business philosophy started out in 1986. A man named John Krafcik from MIT developed a philosophy that he called Lean. And so it's relatively new. And you might think, what was business and industry doing before that in order to make improvements? Well, they were trying a lot of different kinds of things over the years, and we call them flavors of the month. There were quality circles, there were process re-engineering. The industrial engineers would continually analyze and time study and try to dissect processes to make improvements. This man named John Krafcik took all of these different tools and things that were being tried at the time and packaged them all together in a philosophy that he called Lean. And to give you a little bit of an appreciation of what his definition of Lean is, to paraphrase him in a book by the title of The Machine That Changed the World by James Womack and Dan Jones and Dan Roos in 1990, they paraphrased John Krafcik's definition as being able to do twice as much as you're currently doing, with the same staff, with the same resources, with the same finances. In other words, doubling your business, and by just applying this Lean philosophy. And that's pretty dramatic to say that you can do twice what you can do today if you just apply these principles of Lean. But in my 18 years of consulting and in my years of engineering and operations management, I found John Krafcik's definition to be pretty conservative. I've had a lot greater success than just doubling what businesses are able to do with their current resources. I've had as much as 3 times increase in business productivity and profits in companies that prior to embarking on the Lean journey really felt frustrated because they just could not get done what they needed to get done. They couldn't meet the demand. Customers were leaving them because they couldn't respond quickly enough to them. Typical objectives for companies are 100% on-time customer delivery, increased profits, broadening their market segment so that they can capture a larger share of the market, or maybe branching into an entirely new market with their same capabilities. Growing their leadership team, creating a flexible workforce to be able to meet changes in demand, and increase capacity with their current resources. Lean is the way to achieve all of those. The lean business philosophy can help transform a company from a state of frustration and confusion about how to meet customer demand to one of being responsive and growing in their business segment. There's a number of tools that we use in Lean that I want to share with you. One of them is team development. And team development can be done in a number of ways. We can do experiential team development by taking a group of people out into the country and do some rock climbing or any kinds of exercises that forces people to come together very quickly and mutually support one another. Or we can let team development be an evolutionary process in the workplace through focused activities or focused events that people do to come together in a collaborative way to solve mutual problems. There's workplace organization. Workplace organization is the foundation for Lean. I will talk in more detail in a future segment about what workplace organization is and how you can apply it in the workplace. And it applies not only to the workplace, but it can apply at home as well. So you'll learn something maybe from that segment that you can even use at home. There's something that's called setup reduction, or single minute exchange of dies, or SMED if you're used to the Lean terminology. And that is another foundational tool for Lean. Process evaluation is simply documenting all of the process steps that are taking place right now. And it's through that documentation of all of the process steps that you can begin to systematically eliminate waste in the process. Standardized work, developing the best practice for a job and then ensuring that everyone follows that best practice. And the best practice can change when new ideas are formulated by the team of people that are doing the job, then they can change their standardized work. There's something called value stream mapping. Now, this is a high-level management tool that they use, but it's something like if you could envision taking the roof off of your building and watching all of the exchanges of information, the communication that goes on, the flow of materials throughout the process from the time an order is received until the service or product is delivered, and look at all of the connects and disconnects. It's an opportunity for management to see graphically what is going on inside the four walls of their business. They have a perception of what should be going on, but perception usually doesn't match reality in the real world. So it gives them an opportunity to see what really is happening and where there might be some opportunities for improvement. Helps them prioritize how to do improvement activities that are going to have the greatest impact on throughput in their business. Another one is a Kaizen Blitz. Kaizen means to take apart and reassemble in a new and better way. And these are blitz activities that are 3, 4, 5 days activities, and they're used to try to make breakthrough improvements in one segment of the business that is preventing you from moving forward and making improvements in other areas. There's something called one-piece flow, and believe it or not, things can move through a process faster if they move through one thing at a time, or one piece of information, or one product at a time, than if you batch them all together and try to move them through in big lot sizes. There's some inventory management systems that we'll talk about in the future, and some maintenance improvement opportunities also that we're going to be discussing in the future. Probably the most critical thing that I wanted to share with you today is that in any venture, whether it's Lean or any other activity that your business takes on, the only way that you can succeed is by planning for success. And that's what I'm going to be focusing mostly on in our next segment, is how to plan to succeed.